Hi dear students, I am Sridhar, Assistant Professor of Physics, Government Women's College, Tumkur. Today I am going to derive an expression of time independent Schrodinger equation. In the previous video, I derived the time independent Schrodinger equation. So now I am going to derive time dependent Schrodinger equation. So similarly here also we have to be consider a particle in any system which describes the way de Broglie concepts. So therefore the particle exhibits the wave-like property. Therefore we can call that as a de Broglie wave. For such de Broglie wave, we have to consider a wave function for that state psi. Let psi is the wave function, so which has to be described de Broglie wave for a particle which is moving along positive direction in that state. So therefore that wave function is a periodic wave function and psi is equal to a into e to the power of I into kx minus omega t. In the last video I explained about this expression. Here k is the wave number and omega is the angular frequency of the wave and a is any arbitrary constant. So let us call this is the equation number 1, and I said it is a is a constant and omega is the angular frequency and k is the wave number. We know that according to the Planck's quantum theory, the energy of the particle or quanta, so whatever we consider the particle in a system that has the frequency nu, then it has the energy in terms of frequency, so E is equal to h nu. So therefore for such particle, according to Planck's quantum theory, the energy E is equal to h nu. So therefore nu is equal to E divided by h. Because to derive the equation of time dependent Schrodinger equation, we have to be express the wave number k and omega, angular frequency omega, in terms of the momentum and the energy. So therefore we have to do all these things. So therefore here we got the equation for a nu is equal to E divided by h, and also we have the relation for the angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi nu. So where nu is the linear frequency and the angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi nu, and therefore by substituting the nu, so nu is equal to E divided by h, you will get the angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi into for nu E divided by h. We can also express this omega in terms of h cross also, because we know that h cross is equal to h divided by 2 pi. In the place of h divided by 2 pi, you substitute h cross. So therefore you will get omega is equal to E divided by h cross. Similarly, we can do it for the momentum. We have the relation according to the de Broglie's concept, de Broglie's theory. The wavelength lambda is equal to h divided by p. So therefore here the momentum of the particle along the x direction, so therefore px is equal to h divided by lambda, because the particle is moving along positive x direction. So therefore we have to be write the px, p subscript x, which is equal to h divided by lambda, or for our convenient we want 1 divided by lambda in future. So therefore 1 divided by lambda is equal to px divided by h, and we have to be express the k, so that is the wave number. So wave number is 2 pi by lambda. This is the standard relation. For 1 divided by lambda, again you have to substitute in terms of momentum. 1 divided by lambda is equal to px divided by h. You substitute 2 pi into for 1 divided by lambda px divided by h, which is equal to px divided by h cross. You know that h cross is equal to h divided by 2 pi. So by substituting these terms omega and the k values in equation number 1, we will get the psi is equal to a into e to the power of I into, for k substitute px divided by h cross. So for k you have to substitute px divided by h cross into x, minus for omega you substitute e divided by h cross. So e divided by h cross you substitute here, and k is equal to px divided by h cross you substitute here, you will get this expression. Here 1 divided by h cross is a common term, you can take outside. So therefore the wave function psi will be equal to a into e to the power of I divided by h cross into pxx minus et. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ px ಅನ್ನೋದು momentum along positive x direction. You have to write the x in the subscript. Okay, px into x alla, it is p subscript x into x. So therefore p into x. So now we can call this is the equation number 2. So now differentiate equation 2 with respect to t. So we have the equation 2, psi is equal to a into e to the power of I divided by h cross pxx minus et. This is the equation 2. You have to be differentiate the equation 2 with respect to time. In the time independent equation, we are differentiated the expression with respect to t twice, but here we have to differentiate that equation with respect to time once. So therefore you will get the expression d psi divided by dt, which is equal to a into e to the power of I divided by h cross into pxx minus et, because e to the power of x is e to the power of x and have to be differentiate x. Therefore here we are differentiating with respect to time, so therefore minus ie divided by h cross. And we have this expression a into e to the power of I divided by h cross into pxx minus et. This is equal to psi. So therefore d psi divided by dt is equal to minus ie divided by h cross into psi. Or also we can express in terms of e psi. So e psi, by keeping this e psi in the RHS side, sorry, LHS side, so e psi is equal to I h cross, because the I will comes to in the denominator. So if you take that I into the numerator, it will becomes minus I. So minus into minus plus I h cross d psi divided by dt. See, here e psi will be equal to minus h cross divided by I into d psi divided by dt. So I will comes in denominator. If you bring that into the numerator, it will becomes I is equal to 1 divided by I is equal to minus I. Therefore minus into minus plus I into h cross d psi divided by dt. So you can call this is equation number 3. Differentiate again the equation 2 with respect to x. Previously we did with respect to time. Here we have to be differentiate with respect to x. So twice. So we have to be differentiate equation 2 twice with respect to x. So therefore d squared psi divided by dx squared into a into e to the power of I divided by h cross pxx minus et, it will remain. So because we are differentiating with respect to x, so this term will square of this term I px divided by h cross whole square, because we are differentiating twice. Therefore I squared px squared divided by h cross square. So you know that I squared is equal to minus 1. So therefore it will become minus px square divided by h cross square, and this term is the psi. So write simply psi. Or we can express this px square. So here we got the e psi, and here this is the px square psi, which is equal to minus h cross square into d squared psi divided by dx squared. So this is the equation number 4. So we have to be substitute these two equations in the future. And also we know that the particle is in a system, so therefore it has some potential energy because it is moving with a velocity v, and it has some kinetic energy and the potential energy. Therefore, the total energy of the particle is the sum of the kinetic energy and the potential energy. E is equal to Ek plus V. So here Ek, and also we know that Ek is equal to half m square. If you multiply and divided by m, you will get, so in terms of the momentum, the kinetic energy will be equal to Px square divided by 2m plus V. So that is the total energy. If you multiply psi on both sides, so on the LHS side and the RHS side, if you multiply, so then the equation reduces to E psi is equal to Px squared psi divided by 2m plus V into psi. So now we can substitute the equation 3 and 4. So equation 3 is the E psi. For E psi you substitute the equation 3. For Px squared psi you substitute equation number 4. Then you will get the expression for E psi is the IH cross dou d psi divided by dt, which is equal to, for p squared psi you substitute h cross square dou d squared psi divided by dx square. So and also we have the in the denominator 2m, so therefore it is minus h cross square divided by 2m d squared psi divided by dx square plus v into psi. So this equation is called the one dimensional time dependent, because here the time variable is there. So time variable is there, space variable is there. So here this equation depends on time. So therefore this equation is called time dependent Schrodinger equation. In the previous class we had the expression. So that expression is having only a space variable. There is no time variables in the expression. So therefore that is time independent. Here it is time dependent Schrodinger wave equation. So we can also express this in terms of three-dimensional space. So the particle may have in the three-dimensional space. In such cases, we have to take all the three space variables. So then the equation is reduces to IH cross dou psi divided by dou t, because the wave function is depends on all the three space variable and also the time. Therefore, we have to write IH cross dou psi divided by dou t, because it is a function of all the three space variable and the time. So therefore, we have to be partially differentiate. IH cross dou psi divided by dou t is equal to minus h cross square divided by 2m into dou square psi divided by dou x squared plus dou square psi divided by dou y squared plus dou square psi divided by dou z squared plus v into psi. So the terms in the bracket is the Laplacian of the psi. The Laplacian operator del squared is dou squared by dou x squared plus dou squared by dou y squared plus dou squared by dou z squared. So that Laplacian operator can be write like this. So then the equation is reduces to IH cross dou psi divided by dou t, which is equal to minus h cross squared by 2m del squared psi plus v into psi. This is the three-dimensional time dependent Schrodinger equation. So this is also very important derivation for the examination point of view, and it is also a very simple derivation. They may ask for 6 to 8 marks. Okay.